Islands of Insight is a modern-day multiplayer Myst with less story and way more puzzles. It's a shared world puzzle game where you play as what is called a seeker, and you're on a peaceful journey of exploration and discovery. Okay, so what the heck does that mean? Well, let me show you. But first, if the game looks fun, be sure to click the link down in the description below to play the free demo that's available now through the 12th for Steam Next Fest. And if you enjoy it, be sure to add it to your wish list ahead of its launch on February 13th. And a massive thank you to Lunarch Studios and Behavior Interactive for letting me play this game early and tell you guys all about it. So thank you so much for the sponsor, guys. Okay, so in Islands of Insight, you're going to play as a character just like this one here. You are a seeker, which is going to be exploring this universe of floating islands that's all over the place here. You've got this area here is generally where you're going to start out, and then you're going to branch out into these supporting islands. The demo version that I have access to right now is pretty massive, and I'm only being able to access a small fraction of the game, basically half of this island and some adjacent islands. All of this over here is not part of the demo. That's going to be for the full release. They are completely different biomes and environments with new puzzles and stuff like that. And as I mentioned, this is like Myst, but with way more puzzles and probably a little bit less story. So when I say way more puzzles, I mean it. There's over 10,000 handcrafted puzzles in this game, right? So it is massive. This is a puzzle lover's dream. If you want to play a game where it's just relaxing, you don't have to worry about something killing you, ending your life, taking your loot, you know, if you just want a relaxing game that's all about exploration and solving puzzles, this is going to be your jam right here. So this is the map of the world that you're going to be playing in, and this is the world itself here. We can get up and go here. You can fly, you can glide, more like it. More than you can fly, you can glide. And everything you're seeing that's kind of floating around, these are all puzzle pieces. I'll show you what those are and how we interact with them here in a moment. But I'm just giving you guys a quick sense of the world and the scale of it and kind of the art style and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and settle down here on this pyramid. Okay, so this is the world. There's tons and tons of different puzzle types. Now, while you're completing all of these puzzles in the shared world, right, because I mentioned it is a multiplayer game. So while you're running around, you're going to see other players out here doing their own puzzles. You'll be able to watch them or emote with them. Now, they're not going to be able to interfere with your puzzles, but you'll be able to see the cosmetics that they've earned and unlocked by playing the game, and vice versa. They'll be able to see you, and we'll show you in a minute the cosmetic system and how you unlock different looks by completing more and more puzzles and all of that stuff. But you're not going to feel alone while you're playing. You're going to be bumping into other people that are also trying to solve puzzles on this island, right? It's pretty cool. So the game has some nice MMO light elements to it. So if we open up our character screen here, you can see that we've got a nice little skill tree here with a ton of different things that we can unlock to advance our character's ability to do a number of different things inside of this game, things that make sense for a game that's not about combat, but is instead about solving puzzles. So we've got mobility passives, like we were able to unlock double jump, and then you're able to unlock a charged jump, which allows you to jump super high. So we've got the double jump, and then we also were able to unlock a charged jump. Hold that down, and we get massive air. And you're going to be using both of these things to maximize your ability to efficiently take down the puzzles located all over the game. Some of them are going to absolutely require the use of these abilities to get to them. Beyond the mobility passives that you can unlock in here, there's also ones that are going to increase your reward for completing puzzles. So there's going to be ones that make puzzles easier to do by giving you additional foresight, which basically, if you're doing a puzzle and you're not sure what the next move is, you can consume one of your foresight charges to basically get a hint at what you should do next. So it's got passives to make the puzzles easier, and then passives to make the puzzles more rewarding as you complete them. So it's an incredibly unique game because it is a puzzle game first and foremost at its heart, but it's also an open world game, and it's also an RPG with progression systems involved. So let's talk more about the puzzles, because that's what you're going to be doing 99% of the time while you're playing the game. You're going to be exploring and finding and completing puzzles. That's the gameplay loop, more or less. The game's going to occasionally give you objectives like go here and do these puzzles, and that's going to unlock the next section of the game for you, the next map or the next zone. That's going to unlock by doing the puzzles that it assigns to you, or the puzzles in the region that it assigns to you. Some of these puzzles are incredibly easy. You'll walk up to them, boom, you'll knock it out. And then some of them are really hard, and some are going to be nearly impossible. I guarantee you're going to run into one or two, especially early on, where you're just like, I don't know how to do it. I can't figure it out. I can't figure out this puzzle. I'll come back to it later. Okay, so let's start off with one of the easiest ones of all. So you're going to see these orbs floating all over while you're playing the game. game. And basically what you're going to try to do with these orbs is look at them from a perspective that is going to make them into a circle or a square or a diamond, right? You're going to try to get them to form a shape by looking at them in the right direction. So we see all of these here. So if we come here and there it is. So we're trying to get it lined up and that's it. You just get it into a circle and that's it. You find the right place to stand and you click and you have completed that puzzle. That's probably the simplest puzzle the game has to offer. A completely different type of puzzle that's usually pretty easy, but sometimes it feels nearly impossible is this one here, where you have to shoot through all of the rings without going through the purple ring. So there's all of these rings kind of wrapped around each other and you have to find the angle to shoot through all of the gold ones without going through the middle of any of the purple ones. So we'd kind of move around until we found, it looks like this might be it right here. Yeah, right there. We went through all the gold hoops without going through any of the purple ones. So we knocked that one out. Another easy puzzle that's in the game, and don't worry, I'll get to some of the hard ones in a moment, is going to be these ones here. Well, these ones are kind of easy, kind of not, because it's a bit of a hide and seek. You've got to find two boxes with the same design and link them together. So the trick is you can't move while you're doing it. So you've got to find a vantage point where you can see both boxes and then from there you can link them together. So I would have to stand like right here. I can see this one here, and I would just connect it, but I've already solved this one, so it's not going to let me do that for you right now. But that's just another example of a type of puzzle. Now, probably one of the more interesting ones is going to be puzzles like, let me show you a couple of the more difficult ones here. And let's see. So this one here, it says complete the pattern. It's telling us over here. When you first start doing these, it gives you like a checkerboard. So you fill the black ones in, you know, and then you fill the white ones in and you make a checkered board in the earlier ones, right? Well, in this one's case, it's a completely different pattern, which is a lot harder to wrap your brain around. There is a pattern here, and if you stare at it long enough, you will probably see it. Looking at it right now, it's not connecting for me. So what I would be able to do is down here in the bottom right, we've got those foresight that I was talking about. This is a passive in your tree that you can unlock to get more and more charges up. And we could hit this and it's going to say your first hint is this one's a white tile. And so you can kind of keep doing that. Okay, that's a white tile. That's a black tile, right? And eventually I'm going to run out of charges here. And if we were doing this one for real, we'd be sitting here and trying to really look at, okay, where does this pattern start to repeat and how do we continue it? Let me see if I can find another one that's probably more doable here. So if you're watching this video right now and you see the pattern that we're supposed to replicate, you're better at this game than I am. But this is just one of the more difficult ones, is these pattern ones where you've got what looks to be a fairly random pattern, but there is a pattern here. You just have to find it and then continue it here, you know, complete the pattern. All right, then you've got ones like this here, which is basically like a, I don't know, it's like a reverse minesweeper. And it gives you a couple of rules over here. Connect all of the dark cells. And then it says area numbers must equal region sizes. So this one would have to be 2 white ones. This would have to be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One eternity later.
And then boom. And there we have completed the puzzle. We have the 6s, the 4s, the 6, right? And then we made sure that they could all connect. The black touched every other black tile. There you go. So that's another one of the kind of, that's like a middle range for complicated nature in these puzzles. You also have like a quest giver. While you're doing the quest, you're going to be checking off boxes in the top right there. You're going to have objectives and you're going to be able to talk to a statue. You're going to be able to turn in some of your quests for a currency reward, as well as pick up another one to get more of the currency. And then with that currency, I'll get back to showing you some more of these puzzles in a moment here, but I just want to show you what you can do with the currency that you're getting. Every time you complete one of these puzzles, you're going to get a couple of things. You're going to get experience to level up, and you're also going to get a currency that you can spend. So here we're leveling up, and as we level up, we've been unlocking cosmetics. And remember, you can change the way you look anytime you want in this game. You can come to the customization screen and you can equip like different cosmetic looks on your character, vibrant glowing skin. You can come in here and change your head and your eyes, right? You can come in here and change any of this stuff anytime you want, but you're also unlocking cosmetics, and you can see there's a price right here. It says 2,500 to acquire. So when we complete these puzzles right here, you can see we're earning this currency. I have 511 of it right now. So I'll be able to use that currency to buy more cosmetics to put on my character, while I'm also leveling up and unlocking cosmetics just for leveling. It's a nice way to reward you for completing puzzles and progressing through the game. You've got that cosmetic progression that's, always a lot of fun, but you've also got this nice free way to earn this currency that you can buy cosmetics with, which is really cool. So every time I'm doing one of these puzzles, I'm earning experience and I'm earning some of that currency. And when I'm leveling, that currency is also used for something else. It's also used for your passive. So if I hover over this one right here, it says it's going to cost 400 of that currency. So I've been prioritizing passives early on, and then later on, I'd probably start saving them up for cosmetics. Okay, then there's this type of puzzle. This one's incredibly trippy. So you come up and you interact with it, and it's going to show you what you're going to try to make. This is what you're trying to make. This is what you're making. So if you move your mouse around on here, you start adjusting it. Depending on which direction you move your mouse, it starts augmenting this image, right? And it's pretty trippy. You're trying to eventually get what it has on screen, right? So I'm getting kind of close there. And so I'd keep finagling this. I'd keep adjusting it until I got my image to match this image. And then when I let go, it'd be like, bing, you did it. Congratulations. It'd give me my XP and my currency. And so you just keep messing with that until you got it to match perfectly. Here's another type of puzzle that's I've never had in any game before. So what you have to do in this one is you have to be within a line of sight of all of these pillars at the same time. So you've got to find the place where you can stand where all of the pillars are able to connect to you at once. Now they're going to be blocking each other. So you got to find that perfect spot. So you look at them and it turns them teal. That means it's done. And you just keep doing this, boom, until they were all connected to you and you completed the puzzle. Another type of puzzle, still, I know there's a lot of them and I'm just scratching the surface. I promise you. Like I said, there's over 10,000 handcrafted puzzles for you to accomplish in this game. Okay, so you're going to see kind of ethereal looking things like this. There's some of them that are boxes that you have to find, and then there's some that are rings that you have to fly through. And that's where kind of the jump puzzle and these passives you've been unlocking are going to come into play. So I got this big old jump. I can get on top of this and I can fall through it. There it is. And so I got that one there. It says Verdant Glen, hidden object found. Bam. Got myself some more XP, some more currency, right? And so that's kind of the gameplay loop. You're going to be finding a plethora of puzzles scattered all over the place, right? And just doing them as you run into them, getting XP, leveling up, getting more passives to make the harder ones easier to do, because there are some that you're going to look at and your brain's just going to break and you're going to need those hints. You're going to need those charges. Beyond this, there's mazes. So there's this one place called the Crystal Labyrinth, and it's this maze that's made out of glass walls, and you're running around trying to find your way through it. Meanwhile, there's secrets and puzzles scattered throughout the maze while you're trying to complete it. So you got the bonus objectives of completing as many of these puzzles in there as possible, plus the overall objective of finding your way through the maze, right? And it's just a really cool little thing that they added to the game. It's one more type of puzzle that you can complete inside of this game. I wonder what's up on that ledge. So let's go ahead and see if we can get up there with a big old jump, and then we'll use our wings that we unlocked. And nice, we made it, no problem. And then up here, it looks like there is 1, 2, 3 puzzles for me to solve up here. I wonder if they're difficult types. On the more difficult side, so this one has a ton of rules. You cannot have 4 black tiles, so you can't make this shape. So I can't do this anywhere while I'm trying to do it. I also can't make this shape, right? So I can't do this anywhere while I'm filling this out. Following these rules while also connecting all the black ones, while also having the right area numbers, like it takes some time, man. It takes some time. These foresight charges down here are going to come in super clutch. Once you start getting really close and you go, oh man, I'm off, like the grid is off somewhere by a little bit, and it'll start giving you hints. Okay, you need to change this one to white. You're like, okay, and you continue with the puzzle. You get a little closer and you're like, I still don't know. And then, you ask for another hint and it says, okay, change this square to black. And then you get your way through it. And there's also one of these up here. So let's see. These are the ones where you try to go through all of the golden hoops without going through any of the purple hoops. So we'll go too easy. Got it. Okay. There's the pyramid. There's all the places I can't go yet over that way. Basically everything in that direction. I can go to this pyramid and a little bit beyond it right now, but I can't go past it yet. But as you can see, they've done a good job with the world. It looks beautiful. It's vibrant. It draws you in to explore it. The music is really calm and relaxing, the atmosphere. That's why I kind of keep going back to Myst. Like if you ever played Myst, it's got very similar vibes. You're just wandering around this very peaceful, beautiful place, completing completing puzzles and unlocking new areas to explore. So it's got that nice, really relaxing routine. If you ever want something really relaxing to boot up and play, if you had a stressful day and you just want to unwind, you just want to relax a little bit, this could be the perfect game for you to pick up and play. Now, I mentioned that there were a lot of puzzle types, just so you can see here. We can see the different puzzle types. They've got a menu for it. These are some of the ones that I mentioned for you and showed you here, but there's tons that I haven't unlocked yet, right? There's all these, and each of these have variations within them. So there's like different grid rules for the grid ones, right? So there's puzzles within puzzles within puzzles. And then there's lore fragments that you can get if you're curious about the lore of this world, right? You think it looks beautiful. It's, you know, relaxing. What are we doing? Why are we here? What's happening? You know, you can dig into the lore. You can find these fragments scattered throughout the game. It looks like there's a ton for you to do in this game. But again, it is a puzzle game, right? So if you do decide to check it out, if you do decide to play it, just know that you're getting into a puzzle game that is all about completing tons and tons of different types of puzzles. It's not about combat. It's not an action RPG or anything like that. You're coming here for the puzzles, the relaxing exploration, and that sort of thing. So if it looks fun, be sure to check it out. You can play it right now for free on Steam. The demo's available until the 12th, and then the game is actually launching on the 13th. So if you enjoy the demo, be sure to add to your wish list so you can jump in and play Islands of Insight. This is one of the most unique games I've covered. I was really excited to check it out and try it because I've never played anything like it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. How does it look? Is it something that you might give a try? Do you tend to enjoy the puzzles in Breath of the Wild games or in God of War games? Because that's basically what this is. It's all of the puzzles and all of that kind of stuff. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Thanks so much for watching and listening. I appreciate you guys. If you're not sure what to do next, download the demo of this game, play it for free right now while you watch one of the videos that's popping up on screen right now.